Welcome back to the We Live It podcast here live at Coors Field on this great Thursday morning. We are going to have one heck of an auction here about 9 o'clock this morning, Casey. Myself, Toddy Cordova, co-host Casey Mabry. We are joined with Wyatt Agar of little south of Cody, Wyoming.
Yes, sir.
Durbin Creek Herefords, that's right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we're going to sit here and chat with him a little bit about this. But before we get started, we do have a well of a lineup today with a little over 23,000 head of cattle today. Start at 9 o'clock Mountain Time at live-ag.com to bid and buy on there. Or we are on our YouTube channel, the LiveAg YouTube. So just tune in there. Be sure to hit subscribe and like. But just kind of wanted to get that out of the way before we got started. We got a really, really good lineup of cattle today, weaned and feeders and beef dairy crosses, and an exceptional set of Red Angus females at the end of the day. So just tune into that. What's up, man? How you been?
Man, the weather is phenomenal out here, isn't it?
I mean, to tell you, it's kind of be short sleeve weather if we wanted it to be.
Well, I was pulling in here yesterday, and I was drove from the airport over here, and there's guys playing golf out there, and some of them were wearing shorts.
So tell me about your change. Did you help them change the tires on your plane, or how did this go? I mean, how do you get on a
We're
plane?
loaded up. We're ready to go. I think we're about to take off, and they say, I don't know, we got a flat or something. Yeah, get off the plane. We got to change some tires. So.
We get on the runway. We're finna take off. Well, they spin us around, so we got to go back to the gate. We had computer failure. And then our pilot commenced to say, well, not only do we have computer failure, but I'm out of time.
So I've always thought that there's some low-budget airlines out there, and I think we might need to look at the ones we're flying on. Yeah. I make fun of everybody else that flies the yellow airplane, and then maybe I need to go check that one out.
We need to look it out, no doubt. So next week, I guess, when do y'all head up here?
Yeah, so I'm going to fly home today.
Yeah.
Load the trailer up, and then we're going to drive up here on Saturday to, I guess, the swine show with the daughters would be Monday and Tuesday.
I'm going to cheat. I'm going to fly home, then I'm going to fly back.
Yeah.
And we're going to show Wednesday.
You going to put your steer on the airplane, too?
No.
Who's driving it up?
The guys.
See, I don't have the guys.
The guys.
You're a little bit different status than I am.
No, I don't know about
I am
that.
the guy.
I don't know about that. I was, too, last year. And then I said, you know what, it about killed me. We drove up here before. Yep. We stayed here for 2 straight weeks. And, I mean to tell you now, this place is not a place you want to be here for 2. I love Denver, don't get me wrong, but 2 weeks is enough.
Last year was a heck of a lot colder than it was this year. And then,
it was -7 one morning when I went out to the –
I don't even think it's going to freeze while we're here.
No.
I was looking at the 10-day forecast.
Not mad about it at all.
So we were talking, it was 60 degrees Christmas Day, just south of Cody, Wyoming. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. The home place sits, it's between 6 to 6,500 feet and 60 degrees.
You'll have dandelions popping up here pretty quick if you don't watch out.
The cheatgrass thing's sure coming. So.
It's going to have a rude awakening here. So.
Yeah.
So let's kind of get in your history. Where you grew up, did you grow up in the industry, or how did this all kind of come about?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm a third generation. Been blessed to be raised in a family that's been very involved in the industry, and raised in a family that a large amount of our family members were involved. And so Durbin Creek has gone through a transformation several times. It started with my grandparents and my dad and my uncle, and they all pooled their assets and built something. And then they divided that up, and a lot of people know of Agar Livestock Transportation in the Northwest. That's my uncle,
okay.
Matt Agar. And my dad, Bruce.
I wouldn't let a lot of people know that.
Well,
just kidding, Matt. Calm down.
A lot of people say I'm a lot like him. So,
well,
but anyway, and they split up the assets, and my mom and dad went on with Durbin Creek Ranch, and Uncle Matt started Agar Livestock. And so then both my brother and I have been in business with my parents for 20 plus years. And just this last year, we divided assets again, and my parents have a background in a lot called Washki Feeders. And my wife, Joey, and I, we took the seed stock cows and went on with those. And my brother, Jake, and his wife, Hannah, took the commercial cows. So it's kind of we build the assets, we divide, and we move on. And you see the family, we all work together, we work close, but we're in business for ourselves. And it's a blessing.
That's good.
Yeah, no, that's a challenge probably to keep all the different family dynamics. I mean, I've got family, and I don't know if we could be in business together, but we all love each other. But it's interesting to watch families to continue and to continue
Absolutely.
that legacy. And that way you guys get to keep your ranches and raise your families into that.
And we've always said you don't want too many cooks in one kitchen, so we try to be very broad-based. And, we've probably been as close to fully integrated as any ag family can be. We run the commercial cows and we run the registered cows, produce the genetics. We run the commercial cows, and then we have the backgrounding lot where those commercial calves go to, and we sell a lot of F1 baldie females and that kind of stuff. And then we have the trucking company that can take those cattle anywhere in the nation. And so we've been as fully integrated as you can be, but diverse as you can be, so more family members can be involved.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. So you served a little bit. You've done some political work, I guess you say. So did you start at the Hereford Association, being chairman of the board there, or did you start at the state level?
So I started as a state legislator. I was a state senator in District 20, which is central northern Wyoming. And I did that for 4 years, but I had a very young family. And the last 2 years I served on Appropriation Committee and Select Capital Finance, which those two committees set the budget for the state, and then they set the investment policy for the state. So it became a full-time job really fast. And it wasn't what my wife signed up for.
Had your family had any political involvement?
She was at home with all the registered cows, and you was in the office doing finances, and she's like, no.
Yeah, I was in Cheyenne doing the things politicians do, and she was planning a February bull sale without me. And so we decided, after a long conversation, to step away from politics, and that lasted about 24 hours. And after I announced my retirement from the state Senate, I got several calls from individuals that I had a lot of respect for in the Hereford industry, and they said, hey, we want you to run for the board of directors. So fast forward 8 months, and I was elected to the board of directors of the Hereford Association.
There you go. One thing about it is, if you're not involved, if you don't sit on or do those kind of things, everybody else makes decisions for you.
Absolutely.
If you're involved, then you can at least kind of halfway mold the decisions or be involved in the talks.
Absolutely. And our generation is notorious for complaining about the situation we're in, but not getting involved to change it.
Correct.
And that was it's been my drive since I was a little kid. I'm not going to complain until I'm involved. And I've made an honest effort to improve the situation. And there I was, at that point in time, the youngest sitting state senator, and then I was the first freshman senator to serve on appropriations, and I was the first freshman senator to serve on Select Capital Finance.
Cool. Pretty good stuff. So, kind of tell us about the bull sale that's coming up.
Absolutely. We sit at, like I say, the home place sits at about 6,000 feet. We're a high elevation operation, and it's central northern Wyoming. It's very dry, arid, short grass country. It takes about 80 acres to run a cow. But we're blessed in the fact that the way the topography and the environment lays out, we can run those cows outside 12 months out of the year, not run a lot of processed feeds through them. So we're a high elevation, and we're the largest set of Hereford bulls in the Hereford breed that are PAP-tested, and we've done that for the longest of any breeder in the Hereford breed. So February 4th, there'll be 110 head of those 2-year-old PAP-tested bulls.
Wow, that's a lot of bulls. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
And you can watch it where you can bid live, and then you can bid where else?
LiveAg.
Okay, I just had to throw that out there. But another thing is, you just, as of 2 weeks ago, I guess, kind of made the decision to come on board with us guys and
absolutely
start repping some cattle up in that area for LiveAg, and we're excited about that. I think there's a big opportunity in that area to. Kind of you got a team built up there for you?
Yes.
Who you got going with
So, I've been blessed for the last 3 years. I've worked with Drew Nielsen, who started out as a bull customer of mine. And he was just on fire for what our program had done in his commercial setting. And he was telling a lot of people about our program, and I finally felt guilty and felt like I needed to compensate him. So I hired him to be the director of marketing there at Durbin Creek. Yeah. And as we've talked about ways that we can help our customers, one of those is repping, where these F1 calves are landing.
You bet. That's a good product to rep. I mean,
absolutely.
They sell like hotcakes. We tried to get him on here with us, but Casey took up too much room, so he couldn't fit. So,
so Drew and I are working together, and we're looking forward to repping those customers' calves in the future.
Man, that's awesome. We appreciate your faith in us and coming on board and having your sale with us, and now coming on board and being a rep with us. Man, we can't thank you enough for believing in the vision that we have.
Oh, absolutely.
So, anything else we need to talk about? Kiddos?
So you were talking about your kids. I've got a daughter over here. It used to be on the hill. It's no longer on the hill, but she's fitting cattle this week. She was in Oklahoma City last week. They had the champion Pin of 5 bulls, and they dropped 3 of them off at the she works for Linda Sidwell Herefords. Okay. Dropped 3 head off and came on with 2 head, and they have them on the hill here. And so we've been playing phone tag with her all day. But the good Lord blessed Joey and I right off the bat with twin daughters.
Awesome.
Joey didn't have a sister in the world, and she was the youngest kid by a long, long ways, and she didn't know what she was signing up for to raise 2 Agar daughters.
God bless her soul. Yeah. Girls are awesome.
Yeah. But, and then we have a son that's 14, an avid team roper, and he would just as soon be in Wickenburg right now as helping me get ready for a bull sale.
That's right. How old are the daughters?
They're 18.
18.
Yes,
wow.
sir.
So mine's turned 17 Friday.
So are they still in high school, or are they out of high school?
They're both in their freshman year of college. They both have full ride scholarships to Livestock Judge.
Okay.
Where?
Riley is in Casper, and Taylor is at LCCC, which is in Cheyenne.
Okay, so they split up.
They did.
So they're going to compete against each other.
They do.
And
that's
I bet
great.
that's pretty gritty when they do. I guarantee.
It's dynamite. In our part of the world, the first competition of the season is put on by Casper College. And so we had them home just shortly before the Casper competition, and Riley, the daughter that's in Casper, she informed Taylor, her daughter that's in Cheyenne, that the competition is set for Casper to win. Well, when the day was said and done, Taylor was high point individual, and her second high point individual, and she won reasons.
Oh, wow.
And Riley was 5th high point individual and was 2nd in reasons.
Well, that's pretty cool. So you raised them so competitive that they had to kind of split up, huh?
The doctors told us when the twins were born, they said, be watching for the passive twin. We haven't found it yet.
We ain't got that one.
No.
So last year, my wife and I, we work with meat judging kids, and we always have. That's what we did in college. And so we work with 4-H kids. And last year we brought a team up here to Denver, and there was a set of boys on there that are twin brothers. And they ended up going, they're at WT now, judging meats. And they didn't live in the same room. They went and found roommates. Yeah. But what's funny, they didn't split up, and they were talking about splitting up. It's interesting to watch that. But for you as a parent, I bet that's going to be great to watch both girls, and you're going to have to try to figure out how to balance that out, huh?
And Jeremy Burkett, which he runs the judging program there at Casper College, he wanted both of them something fierce. And he tried really hard recruiting them, and I told him, I said, you don't want them both. I said, it'll be 2 years of cat fights. So.
You're better off they split up. So.
Yes.
Well, man, we thank you for coming on with us today.
Absolutely.
February 4th, bull sale, Durbin Creek, Hereford. So
there'll be 200 head of F1 black Baldy females in the sale.
Wow.
And
open heifers?
Yep, heifer calves ready to breed.
Wow.
And we have an option. They can roll right back to Washke feeders, my parents' backgrounding lot, and they can be bred right there. And
well, that's something there of itself right there. Them things are, that'd be a pretty cool little program right there. So tune in at live-ag.com or join them live there at the ranch. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Sales it's actually in Worland at the Worland Sale Barn.
Okay, Worland Sale Barn. Yeah. So, well, y'all heard it right here. Tune in. Go buy you some fantastic Hereford bulls up there, and sounds like even better black body females. So, thank y'all for joining us here on the We Live It podcast. Tune in at 9 o'clock this morning. Selling over a little over 23,000 head today. This market is on fire, so you don't want to miss that. Once again, thanks on behalf of Casey and myself. We appreciate you, and God bless.